What's going on, everybody? So today we're going to take and talk about Jim Irsay, the owner of the Indianapolis Colts, and his comments towards former Indianapolis Colts quarterback Carson Wentz. One thing that I want to bring up, and we're going to go over the article that came out, was SportsIllustrated.com and also NFL.com covered it predominantly. I will have the link down below so you can read everything in full detail. Wow. Carson Wentz has not been a quarterback for the Colts in several weeks. And Jim Irsay comes out of left field, and let's go ahead. Let's pull up this article, and I'm going to share this on the screen right now. Basically taking and saying, I think the worst thing that you can do is have a mistake and keep trying to live with it going forward. Irsay said, for us, it was something we had to move away from as a franchise. It was very obvious. Now, let's go ahead. Let's stop there. And obviously, he is referencing former Colts quarterback Carson Wentz. This seems like a real Chip Kelly move. Now, I know Jim Irsay is not a coach, but he has very much so a grasp on this team. In my opinion, and you guys comment below, let me know what you think. This makes Colts owner Jim Irsay look weak. This is the type of stuff that lose locker rooms. Now, obviously, they're poised to have a winning year this year, right? They have one of the best running backs in the league. They have a stout defense, offensive weapons. They're really just missing a quarterback. Now, they have Matt Ryan, but that's another story. But I don't know if you guys remember a coach by the name of Chip Kelly. He came from University of Oregon Ducks, and he got hired Philadelphia Eagles. And he was throwing a lot of players. Deshaun Jackson underneath the bus, LaShawn Shady McCoy underneath the bus. And these things, though players may not speak about it at the time, this pisses people off. Now, I know for Colts fans, a lot of you guys are like, Doug, don't you dare say anything about Jim Irsay. Well, guess what? We live in America, and I have freedom of speech, and I can say whatever I want to say. Okay, if you don't like it, comment below. We'll talk about it. But what I am going to also add on is that with Jim Irsay, these comments, if you're a draft pick, if you're a free agent, this makes Indianapolis not the best destination to take and go to. This is probably one of the last things that this franchise takes and needs is more drama. Number one, Carson Wentz. I wish him the best. I think he's going to do pretty good in Washington. I think it's going to be a good fit. But again, I'm being optimistic. Let's see what happens, right? But Jim Irsay, for him to say this, and then this isn't the first time something like this has happened. He's made snarky comments towards Peyton Manning. He's had issues with former quarterback Andrew Luck. And then, of course, now this situation. They've had multiple quarterbacks within the last few years, and there has been lots and lots of issues. I understand, similar to John Elway a few years ago, he was on an absolute bloodlust. I'm talking about the Broncos now, to take and get a quarterback every year. That was the big thing, right? Important position to fill. But Jim Irsay seems like he's on a similar path, but he's trying to make himself not look bad for this. He's trying to make himself look like the hero, but this makes you look weak. This divides a locker room. This is going to cause issues. And let me say something. If Matt Ryan does not have a good year, if we do not see the Colts in the playoffs this year, I'm just talking about just making the playoffs, not no deep run. Jim Irsay head is going to be – he's going to be talked about heavily. Now let's continue on the article. He says, no disrespect to Jacksonville, but I mean, they're the worst team in the league. You play well and hard for the first quarter or so, and they're looking to go to their locker room and clean it out. I've never seen anything like that in my life, Irsay said. You say, my God, there's something wrong here, and it needs to be corrected. And that's what we feel we did. And then, yeah, so that's pretty much where the article takes and ends. But let me know your comments. Are you a fan of Jim Irsay picking on Carson Wentz, for him throwing jabs at Carson Wentz? Do you think that this is productive? What are your thoughts on this? I really want to open up the floor. I try to comment back and forth with everybody that goes down below. Also, while you're at it, make sure you hit the subscribe button. If you're a Colts fan, you guys know I cover the entire league, so I promise to have more content similar to this coming your way. In the meantime, have a good night. Subscribe. Talk to y'all soon.
Turn 100 for the touchdown. King crown, gain inside, leading your town. Hit you faster than the sound. Bad boy, throw it down. Yeah, I'm ill, not my will. Don't Copperfield, fill the house. Listen to the roaring crowd. Drop a light, calm it down. Heisman, all the haters mouth. Superhero hit 'em wow. Packing more action than bing, boom, bam, pow. Touchdown for the win. We live, subscribe right now.